Take action now. Stop waiting. Start living. Chapter 1. The Truth About Being Lazy. Hello, and welcome. If you picked up this audiobook, chances are you're tired of hitting the snooze button on your own life. You might call yourself lazy, a procrastinator, or someone who just can't seem to stick to a plan. I want you to stop using that word, lazy, right now. The problem isn't that you lack energy or motivation. The problem is usually a lack of clarity and a fear of discomfort. You are not broken. You just haven't learned the right way to tell your brain to start. This book is your no excuses guide. We're going to break down the barrier between knowing what to do and actually doing it. We're going to use simple, powerful steps to force yourself to take action, even when you don't feel like it. In this first chapter, we are going to define the real enemy. It's not laziness, it's resistance. Resistance is that voice that tells you, start tomorrow, or it's too hard, or what if you fail? It's a natural defense mechanism trying to keep you safe, but it's also keeping you stuck. To beat resistance, you first have to notice it. Your first action step is simple. For the next 24 hours, pay attention every time you put off something you know you should do. Don't judge yourself. Just notice it and whisper, that's resistance. This small act of awareness is the first step toward regaining control. When you name the problem, you can start to beat it. In the next chapter, we'll talk about the most powerful way to defeat resistance, the 5-minute rule. Chapter 2. The power of the 5-minute rule. In Chapter 1, we learned that the enemy isn't laziness, it's resistance. Now, let's look at the most powerful weapon you have to defeat it, the 5-minute rule. The biggest reason people fail to take action is that the task in front of them feels too big. Your brain looks at a huge goal, like write a book or get in shape, and says, nope, that's too much work. Let's go watch TV instead. The 5-minute rule changes the game. It's based on a simple truth. Starting is the hardest part. Here is the rule. If a task takes less than 5 minutes to complete, do it immediately. This applies to small things that create mental clutter. Taking out the trash, responding to a quick email, washing that one dish in the sink, or putting your shoes away. When you clear this mini clutter, you free up mental space and build momentum. But the rule is even more powerful for your big goals. When resistance tells you, don't start that big project, you use the 5-minute rule as a trick. You tell yourself, I don't have to finish this. I only have to work on it for 5 minutes. You are lying to your brain in a helpful way. 5 minutes is such a short, easy commitment that your brain can't argue with it. It removes the fear of the unknown. Try this. If you need to study for an exam, don't aim to study for 3 hours. Tell yourself, I will only open the book and read for 5 minutes. If you want to exercise, don't plan a full hour workout. Say, I will only put on my running shoes and stretch for 5 minutes. What happens 90% of the time? Once you are in motion, once you have opened the book or laced up your shoes, it is easy to keep going. 5 minutes turns into 15, which turns into 30. The act of starting creates the energy to continue. Remember, the goal of the 5-minute rule is not to finish the task. The goal is to win the start. Your next action step. Identify the one task you have been avoiding all day. Set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes and start working on that task. When the timer goes off, you are allowed to stop, but you will probably choose to keep going. Chapter 3. The Secret Power of the Pre-Game. We've talked about the importance of starting with the 5-minute rule. But what if you can't even get yourself to sit down for those 5 minutes? This is where professional athletes and successful people have a secret. The pregame. A pregame is a small, easy action you take before the main action. It's a ritual that signals to your brain, "We are about to work now." It breaks the inertia of standing still. Think about a basketball player. They don't just walk onto the court and start shooting. They have a routine, a certain way of stretching, a specific number of dribbles, or a music track they listen to. This ritual isn't magic. It prepares the mind to switch from rest mode to action mode. You need to create your own simple, pre-game ritual for the things you want to achieve. The ritual should be so easy that you cannot fail to do it. For example, if you want to exercise, your pre-game might be to simply put on your workout clothes and fill up your water bottle. Nothing else. If you want to write or study, your pre-game could be to clean your desk, plug in your laptop, and make a cup of coffee or tea. If you want to practice an instrument, your pre-game is simply taking the instrument out of its case and placing it on your lap. The ritual is the key that unlocks the door to action. Once you complete the tiny, simple ritual, the next step, the actual work, feels natural and easy to start. The genius of the pre-game is that it doesn't require high motivation. It's a mechanical step. When you feel resistance creeping in, don't fight it by trying to think about the big goal. Just tell yourself, "I will only do my pre-game." Your next action step. Choose one goal you are working toward. Create a 3-step pre-game ritual that takes less than 3 minutes to complete. The next time you struggle to start, only focus on completing that ritual. Chapter 4. Stop waiting for the feeling. Many people who struggle to take action have one big hidden problem. They are waiting for the feeling of motivation to arrive first. They think, "I'll start that project when I feel inspired," or "I'll go to the gym when I feel energized." This is a dangerous trap. Motivation is not the cause of action. It is the result of action. Think of it like this. You don't feel motivated to clean a messy room. But once you wipe down one shelf, you start to feel a little burst of energy. You see the progress, and that progress creates the desire to do more. This is the action-motivation cycle. Most people wait for motivation, action. The successful person understands action, motivation, more action. This means you must learn to take action when you feel no motivation at all. You have to learn to be a professional, not just an amateur. An amateur only works when they feel like it. A professional works by schedule and commitment. Your greatest tool here is decoupling emotion from task. When you sit down to work or start your task, the inner voice might say, "I hate this. I don't want to do this." That's fine. Acknowledge the feeling, but do not obey it. Say to yourself, "I hear that I don't feel like doing this right now. That's okay. I am still going to do the 5-minute rule, Chapter 2, or complete my pre-game, Chapter 3, anyway." You are teaching your brain a critical lesson. My feelings do not dictate my behavior. This is often the core difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck. Successful people get used to taking action when they are tired, bored, or uninspired. They know that the energy and motivation will follow once they start. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect feeling. The only thing you need is a timer and the commitment to start for 5 minutes. Your next action step. The next time you feel completely unmotivated to do something important, set your timer for 5 minutes. Take the action without trying to change your bad mood. Simply act, and watch how your mood changes a minute or two later. Chapter 5. The Chunking Method. Defeating Overwhelm. The reason we feel lazy or resistant is often because the task in front of us is too large and blurry. Your brain sees "clean the house" and immediately panics because it doesn't know where to start or how long it will take. This feeling is called overwhelm. To defeat overwhelm, you must use the chunking method. This is the process of breaking a big, scary task into smaller, manageable chunks. So small that they become easy and non-threatening. Think of it like eating a huge sandwich. You don't eat it whole. You take one bite at a time. Every bite is an easy, completed action. Here is how to use chunking. Write down the monster. Take the big, overwhelming task and write it at the top of a piece of paper. Example: create a business website. Break it down. Immediately break it into 5 to 7 main steps. Example: 1. Choose a platform. 2. Design the homepage. 3. Write the About Us page. 4. Set up the store, etc. Chunk the chunks. Now, take just the first main step and break it down into 3 to 5 tiny, simple actions. These actions must be so specific that they can be done in 15 minutes or less. Example for choose a platform. A. Search for top 3 website builders. B. Read 1 review article. C. Create a free account on the best option. When you look at your list, you no longer see the monster task. You just see 3 small, simple, and clear actions that take minimal time. This method gives your brain 2 things it loves: clarity and quick wins. Every time you tick off a small chunk, you get a rush of positive energy, a quick win, which fuels your motivation for the next chunk. Remember, clarity is the opposite of overwhelm. When you know exactly what to do next, taking action is easy. Your next action step: take the most overwhelming task on your mind right now. Use the chunking method to break it down until the very first step can be done in 10 minutes or less. Do that first step immediately. Chapter 6. The Rule of Small Stumbles. When you start taking action, you will eventually face a setback. Maybe you miss a workout, break your diet, or skip a study session. This is normal. The mistake most people make is turning a stumble into a fall. They think, well, I messed up today, so I guess the whole week is ruined. I'll just start over next Monday. This is the all-or-nothing trap. The rule of small stumbles teaches you to recover instantly. The rule is simple: never miss twice. If you miss a scheduled action once, you slept in and missed your morning run. That's okay. You are human. But your immediate, non-negotiable mission is to never miss the very next opportunity. If you miss Monday's workout, you must do Tuesday's workout. If you eat a piece of cake on a diet, your very next meal must be healthy. You don't wait for the next day, the next week, or the next month. You get back on track immediately. This rule is powerful because it keeps your momentum alive. Missing one day is a slip. Missing 2 days in a row starts to build a new, bad habit. By strictly following the never miss twice rule, you prevent a small mistake from completely derailing your progress. Why does this work? It limits the damage. A stumble only hurts for 1 day. It builds resilience. You teach yourself how to recover, which is a key skill for success. It proves commitment. You are showing yourself that you are serious about this change, even when things are imperfect. Life will interrupt your plans. You will have busy days, bad moods, and unexpected events. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not perfection. It is how quickly they recover from imperfection. Your next action step. Think about a time recently when you gave up on a goal after a small setback. For your current goal, write down what you will do immediately if you stumble. Commit to the never miss twice rule starting right now. Chapter 7. The magic of 1 rep max. When you look at a successful person, it's easy to think they have unlimited confidence. But confidence isn't something you are born with. It is something you build. For people who struggle to take action, the problem is often a lack of self-trust. You've told yourself you'd do something many times and then failed to follow through. Every time you fail to act, your brain learns, I can't trust myself. We need to fix this by giving your brain undeniable proof that you are a person who follows through. In weightlifting, there is a concept called the 1 rep max, the heaviest weight a person can lift for a single, perfect repetition. We're going to use a similar idea, but for action. The magic of 1 rep max is about completing one small, perfect action related to your goal every day. It must be so small and so easy that you literally cannot fail to do it. Examples of your 1 rep max. For learning a language, review 1 flashcard. That's it. For exercise, do 1 single push-up or 1 minute of stretching. For saving money, move $1 to your savings account. For organizing, put away 1 item that is out of place. The action itself is not important. The goal is not to make progress on the project that day. The goal is to reinforce your self-trust. If you only do that 1 small action, you win the day. You prove to yourself, I said I would do it, and I did it. This small win lights up the reward circuits in your brain and builds the confidence required for bigger actions later. This rule is your non-negotiable minimum. Even on your worst, most tired, and most unmotivated days, you must do your 1 rep max. If you are sick, if you are busy, if you are traveling, you still do it. This consistency, even on a tiny scale, builds a powerful identity. I am a person who acts every day. And once your identity changes, your actions follow naturally. Your next action step. Identify the 1 goal you want to achieve most. Define your 1 rep max action for that goal. An action that takes less than 2 minutes. Commit to doing this 1 action every day for the next week. Chapter 8. Engineer your environment for action. You might think that taking action is all about willpower and mindset, but that's only half the story. The other, often more important, half is your environment. If you want to eat healthy but have junk food all over your kitchen counter, you are forcing yourself to fight a battle of willpower multiple times a day. If you want to write, but your phone is right next to your keyboard, you are setting yourself up to fail. The key to taking action easily is to engineer your environment so that the actions you want to take are easy and the actions you want to avoid are hard. We can call this the action friction loop. You want to increase the friction for bad habits and decrease the friction for good habits. To decrease friction for good habits, make action easy. For exercise, lay out your workout clothes and shoes the night before. Put your yoga mat or weights right in the middle of the room. This uses the pre-game, Chapter 3 principle and makes the start effortless. For reading, studying, keep the book you need to read or the notebook you need to study open on your desk. Don't hide it in a drawer. Seeing it is a constant reminder and makes the 5-minute rule much easier to apply. For healthy eating, keep fruits and vegetables washed and cut in clear containers in the front of your fridge. They become the easiest snack option. To increase friction for bad habits, make inaction hard. For social media, distractions, delete the apps you waste the most time on. If you won't delete them, Move them to a hard-to-find folder on the last screen of your phone. Put your phone in another room or on silent when working. Make it hard to reach. For binge watching, take the batteries out of the TV remote and hide them, or unplug the TV and hide the power cord. Your environment should be your ally, not your enemy. When your surroundings encourage the right behaviors, you stop relying on fragile willpower. You simply follow the path of least resistance, and you've set that path to lead toward action. Your next action step. Identify one place in your home that either helps or hurts your action taking. Spend 10 minutes today eliminating one piece of friction from a good habit and adding one piece of friction to a bad habit. Chapter 9. Manage your energy, not just your time. Many people fail to take action because they try to manage their time perfectly. They plan to work for 8 hours straight, but they quickly run out of energy and crash. The truth is, to force yourself to take action effectively, you must learn to manage your energy first. Your energy is like the battery on your phone. You can't just run it down to 0 every day and expect to be productive. You need to identify when your battery is full and when it needs a quick charge. We all have high energy times and low energy times. For most people, the first few hours of the morning are peak energy. Trying to do your hardest, most important work at 8 p.m. when your battery is low is a recipe for procrastination and failure. Your brain will naturally resist that hard task because it doesn't have the fuel. The action energy rule. Always use your high energy time for your most difficult, must-do task, the one your brain resists the most. For example, if writing a report is the hardest task, do your 5-minute rule, Chapter 2, for that report first thing in the morning. Use your lower energy time later in the day for easy administrative tasks, like answering simple emails or scheduling. To keep your energy high throughout the day, you must practice strategic rest. Short breaks designed to recharge your battery. A strategic rest is not a scroll through social media, which drains your focus. It should be something that genuinely resets your mind and body. Stand up and stretch for 2 minutes. Take 5 deep breaths. Walk outside for 5 minutes and look at the sky. Drink a glass of water. These small intentional breaks prevent you from hitting the burnout wall. You are not wasting time. You are creating sustainable action. Stop feeling guilty about breaks. They are essential fuel stops. Taking a 5-minute break now prevents an hour of feeling mentally drained later. Your next action step. Identify your highest energy hour of the day. For the next 3 days, commit to using the first 15 minutes of that hour to work on the task you've been avoiding most. Chapter 10. The Last Resort. The 3-2-1 Blast-Off. Even with the 5-minute rule, the pregame, and energy management, there will be days when resistance is a monster. You feel paralyzed. You know you should start, but your body simply won't move. This is when you use your last resort strategy, the 3-2-1 blast-off. This method is designed to bypass the part of your brain that thinks and hesitates. It forces your body into motion before your mind has time to argue. This technique is simple, quick, and highly effective. The process is 3 steps. Identify the single first step. Think of the very first, tiniest physical movement required to start the task. For writing, it might be touch the keyboard. For exercising, it might be stand up. The countdown. Begin a silent or spoken countdown from 3. 3, 2, 1. Blast off. The moment you say 1, you immediately perform that single physical action. No thinking, no pausing. You are committed to moving on 1. The 3-2-1 countdown works because it interrupts the resistance pattern. Hesitation and procrastination thrive in the space between thinking and doing. The countdown eliminates that space. It turns the start of your action into a non-negotiable command. It doesn't matter if you feel motivated or ready. It doesn't matter if you feel tired or lazy. When you hit 1, you move. Why is this a last resort? Because it uses raw force to overcome resistance. You shouldn't rely on it every day, but it is your emergency cord, your final tool for breaking paralysis. By forcing yourself to move, even just a little, you engage the action motivation cycle and regain your momentum. You have learned many tools in this book: managing thoughts, managing your environment, and managing your energy. The 3-2-1 blast-off is the final key that ensures you always win the start. Your next action step. The next time you feel completely stuck, immediately stand up. Take a deep breath and say, "I am going to start right now." 3, 2, 1. Perform the first tiny physical step. Conclusion. You are a person who acts. Congratulations. You have completed this guide and are no longer a person who wishes they could take action. You are now a person who knows how to act. You now understand that being lazy is a myth. The real enemy is resistance, and every tool in this book is a weapon against it. Let's quickly review the simple, powerful actions you've learned. The tools that will change your life, not next year, but today. The 5-minute rule, Chapter 2. Starting is the hardest part. You only have to commit to doing any task for 5 minutes. This small start builds momentum and beats resistance every time. The pregame, Chapter 3. Create a tiny, simple ritual before the main task. This signals to your brain that it's time to work and makes the initial step easy and automatic. Stop waiting for the feeling. Chapter 4. Recognize that motivation does not cause action. Action causes motivation. Take action even when you feel tired, bored, or uninspired. The chunking method. Chapter 5. Never let a task be too big. Break down overwhelming tasks into small, specific, non-threatening steps, chunks, that take 15 minutes or less. The rule of small stumbles. Chapter 6. You will slip up, but the rule is, never miss twice. Recover immediately. A mistake is not a failure unless you quit. The 1-rep max. Chapter 7. Do one single, perfect, and easy action toward your goal every day. This simple commitment reinforces your self-trust and builds unstoppable confidence. Engineer your environment. Chapter 8. Make the actions you want to take easy to do, and the actions you want to avoid hard to do. Let your surroundings be your ally. Manage your energy. Chapter 9. Use your high-energy time for your most difficult work. Use strategic, short breaks to prevent burnout and keep your action sustainable. The 3-2-1 blast-off. Chapter 10. When you are paralyzed, use the countdown to force yourself into the very first physical movement. No thinking, just acting. Your new identity. You now have a system. You don't need willpower, you need a plan. Your journey starts now. Pick one rule from this book that spoke to you the most and commit to using it today. Use the 5-minute rule to read for 5 minutes, or the pregame to simply put on your shoes. Every single action you take, no matter how small, sends a powerful message to your brain. I am a person who acts. This new identity is the ultimate force that will change your life. Stop waiting. Stop wishing. Start doing. Thank you for listening. Now, go take action.